Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. Just going to turn the volume down slightly. I think that's a little bit better. Yep, welcome to this afternoon stream. We're going to be doing some motorsport management in Motorsport Manager. Gaming at its worst, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You might notice the chat on the screen looks a little bit different. For a long time now, I've been trying to work out how to change the CSS of my chat. And every time I tried on OBS, I would update it all, hit OK, and nothing would change. And it turns out you have to clear the cache every time you make changes. It's one of those things, a bit like Football Manager in that respect. So the chat looks a little bit different. It also goes from top to bottom now, so the most recent messages at the bottom rather than at the top. Because it makes my life a little bit easier, because all my other chats, the most recent messages at the bottom, and for some reason on Restream it's at the top, so I don't know why that is, but there we go. So we're going to be starting a new career here in Motorsport Manager. We'll go with medium length, we'll do the correct date format. What mods? F1 2020 mod, I don't think we worry about anything like this. I don't think we're going to worry about anything like that. We'll turn off tutorials because I pretty much know what I'm doing. Have I subscribed to any mods? No, I haven't. Okay. Let's continue. So I'm going to be in charge of M4J Racing. Because why wouldn't you be? Date of birth, 22nd of the 1st, 96, I'm flattered. Sadly not, 93 is my actual date of birth. What do I want to be? Ex-driver, ex-engineer. I kind of like the idea of being ex-engineer a lot of the time. I need to update this because my facial hair has changed considerably since the last time I played this. I think for a hairstyle that's about right. Skin tone, I'm basically transparent. And I do wear glasses now. I think we'll just go with that. Okie dokie. So we're going to create a team in the single-seater series. In the European Racing Series. I think the World is the one I normally start with, but I'm going to go European this time and work our way up. Okay. So we're going to be M4J Racing. Origin, UK. Primary colour. Secondary colour. Is it sad that I remember the hex codes to my colours? It's a little bit sad, I suppose. I kind of like that. I don't use this style very often. I think that's the one we had last time. That's quite good. Do I get to see what it looks like on the car? Doesn't look like it. Primary colour. Secondary colour. This is the team uniform. Shirt style. I like this. Hat style. There's quite a lot of hat styles. I'm sure there's more than there used to be. I think that'll do. And then car livery. Primary. Secondary. Tertiary, and I think trim should actually be white. I mean, that's kind of nice. Quite like that. Or that one. That looks very nice. What else have we got? one as well looks quite decent. I think I'm going to go with this one for our debut season. And then light sponsor and dark sponsor, I think I might just leave. Let's have a look. If I do this, and then do this, I think that all works actually. Okay, I'm going to do that. Right. Investment offers. I think we're going to go with a low pressure. Where basically I'm resigned to accept our fate of being the shittest team in the first season. So 3-star chassis in first season, small starting financial package. I think we'll just take that. It's one thing I was saying yesterday, in fact. I've been watching a lot of Quill 18 play Motorsport Manager. And he's always taught me how to play different games in different genres. And I think the advice that he's given in this latest series of his is some of the most useful in any kind of game, which is just accept the fact that you're at the bottom and build towards the future. Hello George, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know if the scaling on the chat box is visible. I kind of reduced the scaling to, I think it was 80%, but I can bump it back up to 100 if you need me to. Okay, so here we are. We got Gomez and Anthony as our drivers again. Is it Andre Gomez? Yeah, he plays for Everton. And Faith Anthony. They're both okay. They're both okay. Got 5 million in the bank. Oh wow, he's really gone for it with his afro, hasn't he? You didn't think you'd just be handed the reins without any oversight, did you? So Kurt Kruger is always in charge. Even though we're a UK-based team, for some reason we have a German chairman. Connor Edwards, you are my assistant. Okie dokie. Targets for the season. I think we'll go 10th. So we get another 14 million added. This is actually, we got a lot more money than I thought we were going to. Introduction to the pit crew. I'm going to head over to the scouting department, because one of the things you can do very early on is try and find some cheap drivers who could potentially improve your team. So you go with the youngsters. I kind of want to stick British as well, but I'll go young British. I've heard she's... Oh no, she's not very good at all. Oh yeah, Predator, that's why. Santa Ana, I've seen is quite good, because that's who Quill has it on his team. And then yeah, none of these people would be interested in stepping down to the European. What football team do you support? I'm a boyhood Newcastle fan. Born and raised. But over the last 15 years, I've started supporting Stevenage as well. So Stevenage are like my local football league team. So that's where I have a season ticket at Stevenage, so I'm there quite a lot. It's been a horrible season this season for various reasons. We were bottom of the league when the matches were suspended. Do you actually do any driving in Motorsport Manager, or is it all management? It is all management, just like Football Manager. So this game sits in the same family as Football Manager. It's not made by the same developers, but it is published by Sega, the same as Football Manager. So it fits in with that. You do get to watch the races, though. You get to watch the races in quite high detail, in fact, which you'll see shortly. Do I want to improve my designer from the get-go? I mean, you look quite good. Who have I got at the moment as a designer? Yeah, so I'm going to try and hire you, Mariana Romero. Wages are fairly important. So you're currently on 17,000, so I'm going to offer 20,000. Do an even split. You want a nice signing on fee, do you? 54,000. Bonus size isn't very important. I'll give you 12. We'll see where that goes. Right, so into pit crew. We kind of need to hire some better people. You're quite good. Don't want to spend all the money straight away. I'm going to swap you for you. And then your tyres, I'm going to swap you for you. May I suggest you hire either the designer from Predator or ZRT instead. They have better components and are super cheap. I'll have a look. Predator. Charlotte Williams. Yeah. Okay, so who did I just approach? I approached Romero. She does unlock an additional great component slot. That's all you're really good for. Also, I've just noticed your stats aren't particularly... The only reason I'm interested in her is because she's got good potential. So she's still relatively young for a designer. Whereas if you compare her to Charlotte Williams, they're about the same age, but the potential's a lot lower. So even though she's got quite good stuff here, the stats here aren't really going to improve much. She has great front wing stat, but that's useless in European Racing Series Season 1. That's true. So if I show you the car, it's a very good point that you've raised there. There are two parts of the car that are spec during the first season of the European Racing Series, and that's the front wing and the rear wing. So you see it says spec part in the middle there. That means I can't change these. I can't develop new ones. I can't replace old ones. I have to stick with what you've got, because every car in the entire series has the same front wing and the same rear wing. So the parts that I can change are the brakes, the engine, the suspension and the gearbox, and they all can work together to help the performance of the car. Obviously the engine and the gearbox helps with acceleration, suspension and brakes helps with cornering. They're the main features. So yeah, the font has good height but too narrow width. If you want, I could check out my own game for a refresher on what I did on last non-DLC run Season 1. If you'd like to. Redictor. Welcome to the stream as well, I forgot to mention that. So do you guys want me to try and tweak the stream chat, or are you quite happy with it as is? If the text is quite narrow, I mean that's kind of scaling. Let me have a look what I've got on my yeah, the game volume. Will pause for a second while I tab out. Can I make this window a bit bigger? There we go. It's kind of small from what I can see on the stream. Okie dokie. In that case, I will adjust the scaling again. Bit wider, bit wider. Okay, I've put it back to 100% scaling. Which I think has reset the... Let me know if that's better. Actually a bit better. Okay. Good stuff. So if you're wondering what it is, Restream has lots of different templates on offer, most of which are things like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, PUBG, Fortnite. They do have a Rainbow Six Siege, which is what I've used, and then I've adjusted the colours to match the M4J brand. Does time advance in Motorsport Manager when you are on any of the management screens such as this one? No. So right now time is effectively paused. Time does advance every time I hit continue though. So what else have I got driver wise? I mean, my drivers aren't great. They never are at the start. Stats wise here, all of these stats are out of 20, so 12 out of 20 on overtaking is actually pretty good. You also have these personality traits which can impact on their relationship with mechanics, team morale, chairman happiness. I'm literally reading off the screen right now. You've also got ones that affect marketability. You do occasionally have ones so your drivers can get injured, and that will affect their performance during a race. So some of these stats here might be capped depending on if they get injured and what kind of injury, stuff like that. And things like fitness as well. Some of this can improve, but Faith Anthony's 34, so she's peaked and on the way down. They also, again, like I said, you have a nice relationship here with your mechanic. You can change mechanics and you can change drivers throughout the season, and you've got to try and build up that relationship all over again. So it kind of works, it kind of doesn't work in your favour. It depends who you pair up with each other, really. So if I go and meet Andre, see his stats are very, very different to Faith's. So you can kind of, again, use this to your advantage. What you can have, the way that the races work is whoever starts on pole is the lowest ranked driver in the series. There will be times in the future where there'll be votes to change how the grid works. But to start with, it's the lowest ranked drivers or the lowest scoring drivers in the season start on pole position. So it'll probably be us starting on pole every single race. And what I like to try and do is have a blocker and then have a runner. So you'll have one of your drivers who'll just speed off into the distance, and then whoever's in second place out of the two will try and block other cars from getting past them. It's not the most sportsman way of running a race, but it can work. It doesn't last very long either, because our cars are going to be terrible. So people are going to zoom straight past from the get-go. These are the 3 drivers I'm suggesting for Season 1. Okie dokie. Go for it. Scott Price, Bao Tang, Frankie Kinney. So yeah, I saw Quill sign Frankie Kinney. So it's Scott Price. Are they unemployed by any chance? Is there a search? There isn't a search, is there? Bao may refuse to discuss contract with you immediately, but he usually changes his mind after a race. Bao's in Dragon. Am I being blind? There's Ren. I'm on designers. Good spot. Good spot. Okay. Bao Tang. I mean, he's kind of cheap. I'll scout him first. Frankie Kinney, Scott Price. The reason you want him is purely because he's a paid driver. Ah yeah, so that's another good point. Sometimes you have to pay drivers to race for you. That's the most common form. But in Motorsport, it is possible that you will have a paid driver. So I think Frankie Kinney is a paid driver. Or at least he was on another game that I saw. But effectively, a paid driver means the sponsors, the driver sponsors, will pay you to have that driver on your team. So in real life, there are teams like Haas and Racing Point, and who else is bad? Well, not bad. Who else isn't as good as, let's say, Ferrari? They mostly have paid drivers. So the reason they hire those drivers is because there's sponsorship behind those drivers. So the team gets extra money, effectively, for having that driver. That's why you might ask the question, why does that team have that driver? 9 times out of 10, the answer is going to be because they're a paid driver. Scott Price, meanwhile, has 90% marketability, but you only really want him around for 1 or 2 seasons because he has very high standards. Is there inflation simulation in this game? I don't think there is. I don't think there is. You don't need to scout Frankie Kinney, really. You can just hire her as a reserve driver. That's a very good point. Okay, so for Kinney, I'm going to approach. I'm going to be reserve. 4th lowest salary. So 77,777. Frankie Kinney retires at the end of Season 2. So if I put her on a 21-month contract. What does she want regarding bonuses? I mean, I could just offer this. See what she comes back with. Nothing. Alright. So I'm going to have a quick look at the car before we move on. So you can improve parts. So you have a race mechanic and a race mechanic. One focused on performance, one focused on reliability. And you can essentially, I mean, I can auto-fill these. So right now the brakes are turd. 2 and 0. That is not good. So immediately I'm tempted to just develop new brakes for the cars. But then the engines are also bad. 1 and 0. Gearbox 2 and 2. Suspension 0 and 2. To put that in context, the wings are 150, but that's because they're standard. I think you kind of want it to be in the teens around about now. And this is not good. And things like performance you can't really improve. Well, it does say 2 out of 15, so maybe I can improve it. We will see. But right now, I think my focus is going to be... Why are you improving the reliability of the wing? That's not what I want. What have I got that's quite low reliability? That is quite low. Suspension. And that gearbox. Depending on how good a player you are, you should just improve the performance on the engines to the original max and then never make another part and instead use your yearly vote to add spec engines. Yeah? As for engineers to hire, checking play file. No problem. I kind of like having this advisor sitting over. So yeah, I mean you can design new parts, and I'm really tempted to design new brakes. And again, you can't do anything with the spec parts, so the wings are out of the question. I think for now I'm just going to continue. So it looks like Kinney has accepted the contract. And I'm going to get rid of Jose Domingo. Because right now, he is the reserve driver and he's only 1 star. So it costs us a little bit of money to do that, but I'm okay with that. If I go back to mail, this is just... I can't believe you're firing me, this is insane. I don't think I'm ever going to see you again, buddy. Look at your stats. I don't want to look down my nose at people, but at the same time, crikey. If you can get them to discuss contracts, hire these 2 from ERS. Eve Harding. Let's have a look. So Eve Harding is from Eastwood. Oh wow, she is good. Okay, she's interested. Wages are important. Of course they are. Let's go like 50 grand. Medium contract, even split. You'd like a nice signing on fee? Who doesn't? Bonus size is quite important. Let's start with that. And okay, that's a good tip. Emilia Valente. And she works for Silver. Wow, Barbosa looks good. So you said max and short. When someone says they see salary as important, they always want max salary. Okay. I'm going to guess that's the same with bonus as well. I'm going to do like 48 just to get started. You have got very nice stats. What happens if you run out of money? Is it just game over? I've never been fired yet. So if you get fired, can you join another team? I'll do the interview. And then so like if I left M4J Racing and joined, let's say, Predator, does M4J Racing continue as M4J Racing, or will it ever get rebranded? And then can I rebrand Predator, or will it always be Predator? Oh, I thought you'd be happier with that. I'm going to say Anthony's my number one for now. I don't give a stuff about Gomez. Let's go with that one. I did nothing. It continues, but with a generic manager, you can't rename anything. Okay, so there's my incentive to do well then, because the M4J name. Can you ever go back to a team that you've left? So like if I left M4J, went to Predator for 2 years and then left them, can I then go back to M4J if they offer it to me? Or is that it? You're just locked out forever. Also, Kruger isn't German, he's South African. When you hire your first new driver, replace Faith first because her marketability is abysmal. Maybe not immediately, but you should be able to. Okay, cool. Hey, fans like me. Okay, so Mariana accepted. Should I go? I'm really tempted. I chose the lowest investor, so the low pressure, and ex-engineer, because that's technically what I am in real life as well. So I do want to go with Mariana just for her potential. But the only stat of hers that really is good right now is front wing, which we can't do anything with anyway. So I think I am going to retract. Let's go back to designers. So you recommended... You recommended Charlotte Williams, didn't you? The lowest investor's a trap. Sure, you can have a good first season, but you will never afford a 3-star car for season 2. I think season 3 right now is the aim. I think seasons 1 and 2 are basically a write-off at this point. You can win season 2 with Predator. Don't want to do. Oh, it's the underdog challenge, isn't it? With Predator. I'm quite happy with M4J. It's just something nice about the fact I've spent so many years building up the brand of M4J. To actually see it on the side of a race car, for example, is kind of cool. Oh, is it to win the world one? Okay. Does unused funding carry over to next season? I believe so, yeah. Okay, Valente wants to sign. So which mechanic should I give to which driver, or does it not matter right now? I would imagine it doesn't matter. Also, sponsors, something I learned from watching other videos. Eve Harding's the better one. So I'll give Harding to Anthony. So yeah. Alejandro Nahem will get fired, and who is it? Harding will come in. But yeah, don't accept sponsors until basically the day before the race, because chances are there might be a better offer comes in. Depends on what your marketability is, of course, and ours is pretty low right now. Okay, Harding wants to go back to negotiations. This. I'm probably going to insult her with the contract length now. I'll give her the contract she wants. The Predator is called Hasty Hunters. Okay. Wow, he's good. He's not cheap, but he's good. It's a good start with 2016 contract. Yes, I think if it wasn't last chance, I'd have tried it, but I don't want to sort of piss her off. Nick Chu. He's not very good. Charlotte Williams is happy to join. You won't be able to make a new contract with her if she accepts that until season 2. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The amount of money we've got is a lot more than I thought it was going to be. And right now, I'm all about building for the future right now. So as long as we don't run out of money, I'm quite happy. Oh yeah, I know who Domingo is. I used to have him on my team. So sponsors, we've got loads more sponsors coming in now. And in fact now it looks like I'm going to have to choose 14th or above, no upfront payment, so I'm not going to accept that one. This one we get an upfront payment of £750,000, and if we finish 9th or above we get a bonus of £450,000. Those that have less than 12 months left on their contract, you can discuss a new one right away for a longer and cheaper contract. That's a very good tip. Are there any sources of money that don't carry over to next season? Don't think so. Not that I've come across. I'm going to accept this one, mainly because of the upfront payment. It's nice to have that. And our marketability is quite low right now, so I can't imagine anyone else coming in. Also this, 200,000 up front, and then we get 200,000 on a race no matter what. And it lasts for 10 races. So we're getting £2 million. £2.2 million from this company. And this one, fixed pay per race. So we're going to get, what, 2.7 million off these guys as well. We're quids in. You can see our marketability. So overall marketability is only 24% right now. Gomez is 51, Faith Anthony 16, very low, and team marketability 5%. So we've only got 1-star appeal level. That's why we're not getting many offers, and the quite low offers. Yeah, these two here are really good. Fixed pay per race. My favourite words in motorsport. Yeah, we'll replace Faith pretty quickly. So I'm basically going to try and blitz through this first season as quick as possible. And part of that is likely going to be skipping practice sessions and going straight to the race. So we'll shall I do the first practice and then skip all the rest, or should we just skip all of them? I know, it's better to take practice because you get to tweak the car and things like that, but at the same time, this is the third time I've done a run on Motorsport Manager on the channel now. We're going to race these two. Well, I'm tempted to put Kinney out just because of her feedback level. Does your team net worth eventually go into the billions if you do good enough? I wouldn't have thought so. Pretty sure if you've got that amount of money, you would be spending it on upgrading stuff. We'll just run Faith because we need her for the race. Kinney you always want to use, plus she's a paid driver, so you get a bonus if you send. Oh, okay. Well, that's that debate settled. Right, let's change the car setup. So you can change the angles of the wings, and you see how it's affecting pretty much everything. Now, from what I've seen, downforce is only affected by the wings, obviously. Everything else is affected by everything else. So the green area is the mechanic's suggestion. 9 times out of 10, they get it completely wrong. So I think we're going to go with a relatively soft suspension, short gear ratio, and then we're going to tweak the downforce. I think around there. Tyres, super softs, short. As for Kinney, she wants quite high downforce. Something like this. Never send out the one with the lowest feedback. Roger that. And we're going to simulate practice. Ignore these times, they literally mean nothing at this stage. There's no qualifying in the series right now, it's all just practice sessions. You'll also want to make new gearbox brake suspension whenever you can over the year. Yeah. Actually, odd times. I know I just said to ignore the times. I was expecting them to be quite a long way off the pace, but we're not too far behind Predator. We're 0.065 off Predator right now. That's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, race day. Also, if you get the opportunity to build a scouting centre, you'll gain access to the best reserve driver in the game. That might be my priority then. Ugh, excuse me, Trolls Ringard. I see why your name is Trolls. And actually, this guy here is speaking a lot of sense. Race time. It looks like we're starting on pole. I think that's... I don't know whose car that is out of the two. Oh no, we're starting 12th and 18th. So here you can add some little perks. So soft tyres, 5% performance increase. Race trim, 15% performance increase. That's quite good. Now car setup. You're quite happy. You're not. So I'm going to leave... I think I'm going to leave this one. And I'm just going to work on Faith's car. So I reckon you want to go this way a bit more. Your handling you were quite happy with, but your speed balance you weren't. How can I change that? Maybe it's this way. name's Ellie Marsh. She has 3-star cap, 19-ish feedback, and timesheet hero trait, meaning she'll always have pretty much max feedback and not be too expensive for her skill. She's also young, so you can have her for 15 years. Sounds good to me. I think I'm going to go for more acceleration. I mean, the track itself, can I see the track right now? Also your tyres, put you on those. Fuel-wise, we'll go maximum. We should be stopping twice. Hello, golfing. And then for you, I'm happy with the setup of the car. We'll put you on super softs. It's not going to rain, is it? No, it's going to be relatively sunny. Max fuel. Driver strategy. What have we got? I think we'll go orange. Engine modes, we're going to pretty much go medium the whole race because I don't want to burn out the engine. We've got such a shit engine. Skip through this. Race time. So I tend to follow whoever's first out of my two drivers. Just follow them round. My livery doesn't look as good out on the track. For a start, the spoiler isn't white, like it's meant to be. Can your team finish in multiple placements, i.e. team of 2 is racing, finishes 5th and 8th? So your drivers can finish 5th and 8th, but the team will finish... in F1, this is how I get my experience from F1. Can you guys hear me over the game, by the way, or is it really loud? But yeah, your drivers get points depending on where they finish. Your team then gets the accumulation of those points. So if one driver scores 5 and the other scores 10, then the team will get 15 points. So there's 2 rankings. There's a driver's ranking and there's a team ranking. In F1 it's called the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. So last season, for example, 2019, Hamilton won the Drivers' Championship and Mercedes won the Constructors' Championship because both accumulated the highest number of points over the season. But Bottas's points, he's Hamilton's his teammate. Bottas's points went towards the Constructors' Championship as well as Hamilton's. So that's how you get sort of 2 different placements. We're right at the back of the grid. And we're losing ground. You're good at overtaking, aren't you? So I'm going to tell you to push a bit more. Oh no, you're Gomez. Right, Anthony, you're going to push a bit more. So we're currently... Oh, we've shot up. What happened? Did they... Oh, they all pitted. That's what happened. So I think right now I'm going to try and eke as many laps out of the car as possible. I said that just as right. Anthony's going to pit on this lap. I'm going to change your tyres. I'm tempted to go for softs. They last longer. And we got the performance increase out of them. I'm going to fill up the car. Park condition. The engine's the only bad thing. I'm going to go for a safe pit stop. So it's going to take 17 seconds. If I do the balanced one, it's going to take 4. I might do... I'm not going to risk the fast one. Because if we balls that up, we're in trouble. So Anthony is going to pit now. And then Gomez, I'm going to tell you to conserve your tyres. You're going to come in on the next lap. Right. Gomez is now going to come in. I think we're going to put him out on the softs as well. Is it possible to burn more than 1 laps of fuel per lap completed? Yes, it is. So if you tell your driver to push, so effectively if you keep it on the level, their tyres and their fuel will degrade at the time, I can't can't remember where I was going to go with that sentence. Basically, it's a 1-to-1 ratio if you keep things on default. But if as soon as you start telling your driver to push, they're going to go around the corner a little bit faster than perhaps they should, which is going to degrade the tyres, and they're going to accelerate faster and perhaps short shift and all that kind of thing, which is going to use more fuel. So Gomez is currently up to 6th. You can kind of strategize your races based on pit stops. So I think Faith, we might have messed up a little bit with her, because she's come out in 20th. But, I mean, a lot of F1 races are won by when pit stops happen. And there's a whole team of strategists who help come up with pit strategies. So Anthony, you're going to continue to push. I think Gomez, I'm just going to put on neutral now. Our drivers are doing okay. As I said at the start, we're not expected to do anything better than last place. So if I go back to Faith, you'll see these sectors here. Each racetrack is split into 3 sectors, sectors 1, 2 and 3. Each one of these here represents a sector. White means they're about on average compared to their previous times. Green means they're on course to set their best time. And purple here means that they're the fastest of all the drivers. So white and green are personal ones, and then purple is a race one. I don't think you've messed up the strategy too much, since your car's so slow that you'll never be able to win race 1, even if most people crash. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm not expecting to finish any races in the top 10 right now. We've got Faith back up to 17th place. Depending on how quick our next pit stop can be, we might even be able to come back out in 17th place. Her tyres are pretty good right now, so I think fuel is going to be the deciding factor as to when we pit with her. Gomez is up to 18th, but you can win at least 1 race on short races in Season 1. I've got medium races. The aim of the game is to win the World Championship. We're currently in the European Championship, so you have to... your team can get, I suppose, promoted, relegated. Redictor, is it possible to have multiple teams competing in multiple series, or is it just one series you can enter at a time? Like, could we have a team in the European Series and a team in the World Series at the same time? For one brand, yeah. So like M4J right now, could I do this here and then go do a World Series race? Okay, I'm going to leave Faith out for possibly 1 or 2 more laps. I'm going to push her fuel a bit more. Just 1 series at a time. Okie doke. Gotcha. Okay, Faith, you're going to come in on this lap. You're going to go to softs. I'm going to fill up the car. How many laps we got left? 12. I don't think we'll fix the engine now. We might have to stop towards the end to fix the engine. Shall I risk a fast one? No, I'll keep it balanced. I'm getting optimistic again. You shouldn't do that. I'm going to go for neutral for both now. Because we might be able to finish sort of 15th, 16th at this rate. As I say that, we dropped to 17th. But I might be able to conserve enough fuel to last the rest of the race. You do not want to have Faith push at all for the rest of the race to have the soft tyres last for 12 laps. Let's go with that. So right now it's telling me excess fuel. If I switch you to medium, she's probably going to be able to finish the race now on that. If I go back to Gomez, because it's his turn to pit, keep it in neutral. Alrighty. So Gomez, you're going to come in now. put you out on the softs, we'll fill you up. Don't have to fix anything. We'll do it nice and driving style. Yeah. So your strategy, I can sort of tell you to push a little bit more, because you're going to be doing 8 laps with 12 laps of fuel. You will pass both the Predator cars. Let's see. I think the Predators are probably going to have to pit again. So yeah, Santana is currently pitting. And her teammate is Evans. He's probably going to have to come in again. But I can basically tell Gomez to absolutely go for it. Evans still needs to pit. Oh yeah, he's come in now. So we're 15th and 17th right now. Anthony's gone up to 14th. What if the tyre durability runs out during a race? Your tyres pop and your driver crashes. Same if the fuel runs out, your driver will just end up coasting around the rest of the lap. Santoran is actually not too bad a driver, however her marketability is awful at 2%, and Evans meanwhile is designed to be a bad driver. There's even an achievement to have him win a race. I can't see that happening. So your engine is fooked. Maybe I should fix it? Which would be a shame. What lap are we on? Got 4 laps left, so I could probably leave you on the same tyres. But I'll need to fix your engine. So Faith's race is pretty much over. It says 5 laps remaining. It's hard to tell, because normally once first place crosses the line in F1, even if you've still got a lap to go... Alright, I'll fix it. Even if you've got a lap to go, your race finishes as soon as first place crosses the line. So I might as well watch Gomez for the rest of this now. I'll tell you to conserve your tyres a little bit. You've got tyre temperatures here. Too high or too low makes them degrade faster. So if we tell him to go a little bit easy now. You're ahead of Evans, so that's a plus. Do you not like Evans? Is that what's going on here? Not only are we ahead of Predator, we're close to lapping them. High temperature tyres causes excess degradation. Low temperature can cause grip issues and increases the likelihood of crashing. It's one of these counterintuitive things. An F1 car needs to go a certain speed in order to be able to go around a corner. If you go too slowly, you might think you're being safe and careful, but in actuality you're decreasing the likelihood of the car completing the corner. Alright, final lap. You're getting blue flagged, Evans. Get out of the way. If fuel goes to 0, they end up coasting. So basically they slow right down. They still move, they still have momentum, but they don't accelerate anymore. So that's normally when they'll either cross the finish line and the race ends, or you'll bring them in and refuel them. So that was actually a good race for Gomez, but don't get a false sense of illusion that that means we're going to finish 13th every race, because other teams will start improving their car as the season goes on, and we might not necessarily be able to keep up with them. So Faith, she came 19th because her engine needed fixing. You can't really do much about that. It's just one of those things. Gomez, I'm quite happy with him there. He actually did quite well. But we didn't finish above 10th, and I'm pretty sure we don't get points for finishing below 10th. This thing here, you can put bits on your car, components on your car that potentially might break the rules of the series. So at the end of every race, your car will get checked along with all the other cars, and time penalties will be issued if you are found to have broken the rules, and that counts for everyone. So you could end up being, so you could finish 12th and end up finishing 10th if 2 drivers above you get time penalties. Race 1 of each race is a good opportunity to get a good position and early good start. I'm happy. I'm happy with this. Oh, we did get points. We got 8 points. Oh, you get points no matter where you finish. Okay, so it goes from 20 down to 1. So we're on 10 points, which puts us 13th. We're on 8 points. Oh no, that's the drive. So yeah, Gomez is currently 13th. Faith is currently 19th. So I think we'll be, 9 out of 10. We're miles ahead of Predator. Carduda already had illegal parts. That's the first. So I'm going to err on the side of caution and not put any potential rule-breaking parts on my cars. Driver form, that's pretty good. I think Gomez should have finished above Faith. Who knows? Chairman's happy. Marketability has gone up by 0.33%. 2k hours of playtime, and I've pretty much never seen that. I've seen drivers lose 10 positions, but never in the first race. Why does it say +1 lap instead of the time? Basically because of what I said. So once the first place racer crosses the line, the race finishes. So it's that time plus 1 lap. So they finished a lap behind. Alright, there's nothing really to look at here. So we got some sponsor payouts, but we still lost money in the race. So the idea is to try and make some money back, and there's a good way of doing that. Excuse me, which I will show you in just a second. So you might have seen on the budget breakdown there was something called next year's car, and that is, does that come under finances? Yeah. So you have cheap, medium, fat stacks. So we're not going to do fat stacks, that's ridiculous. So I think we're going to go cheap for now. And basically every race you will add money to a pot, and then you use that pot to design next year's car. So things like chassis, livery, actually livery's free, ignore that. Chassis, engine, gearbox, stuff like that. And as for the parts, here, the 2 best parts for each thing, so brakes, suspension, engine, gearbox, they'll be carried through to the next season. Right, I want to upgrade factory. Yeah, I like that. I like the sound of that. Alright, jump to mail. Really? Oh, because the durability, the reliability went down quite a lot. Okay. I'll do the interview, sure. Shall I just say I'm happy with my current drivers? I'm not really, but shall I just lie to get their morale up? Good trick with the parts being carried over. If you make, say, an engine with 3 illegal parts, the illegality that it has is not carried over to next season. It's a good way to prepare. Again, that's another good tip, another good exploit. I'm going to say this. So yeah, he's now happy with me. Manage the pit crew. Oh, there was one mistake. I mean, one mistake is pretty good. It's not the end of the world. I've got such poor pit crew. I'm not really going to change them much for now, though. Right, Eve Harding is ready to join. We're going to be getting rid of Nahim. So currently Harding is working with Faith and Valenti is working with Gomez. I'm happy with that. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, there's nothing there particularly interesting. Okay, so it is telling me about pit crew because I can hire some more people if I so wish. You, I'm just going to outright reject. The rest I'm just going to leave for now. So I do want to work on a new part for the car as well. And I think if I go to fit parts, the worst that we've got right now. Where's the thing where I see the list? Why did you put the pit crew member with 0 fuel skill in the fuel spot? I think the game did that. Was that where the mistake was? Sorry, which one's the fuel spot? I might just put Eve Harding in charge. She's good at pit stops. Do you think that eventually you will have all the best drivers? I'd like to. For sure, I'd like to. Oh yeah, fit parts. So, I need a new engine. But I also need new brakes. So I think I'm going to develop brakes first. Yeah, the first like major milestone is to try and win a race. The second major milestone is to try and win the ERS, and then the third major milestone is to get up into the World Motorsport Championship and then try and win races there and win the series there and stuff like that. It's kind of, imagine this as a football league. The World Motorsport Championship is the Premier League, and then anything below that is Championship League 1, League 2. The European Racing Series is non-league. Essentially, no one from the higher tiers is going to be interested in working in this championship. Oh, you're capped as well. Okay. So I think this tyre wear efficiency improved. This is it's got a risk level. So although it's a good part, I'm not interested in the risk level. So it's going to cost me $500,000 to build this. So I've dipped below 10 million, which I'm not a big fan of. But the chassis is pretty good. Car repair complete. We've got some new sponsors coming in as well. Predator have signed a new designer because we nicked theirs. He's got good stats, to be fair. Right, car repair finished. So if I go to the car now and do improved parts. So you're currently working on the brakes. This one's gone up to 6, which is quite good. The reason I suggested Charlotte is that her components she has, but I'm not saying you did bad by not picking it. I did go for her, didn't I? Yeah, I did bring in Charlotte. Oh, unless I... Did I not pick the right bit? However, they're not passive buffs. You have to select them when you make the new parts. What happens if you run out of money and are unable to get new funding? You get fired. So I'll have a look at these. I'm not guaranteeing... I mean, that's quite tasty. That is quite tasty. And this one as well. Second or above. Well, that ain't going to happen, is it? This one's pretty good. Shake Airways. Low payment per race, but we get upfront and fixed payment. And it only lasts 4 races. Do you think we should go for this one? Rust Jet is good for a fresh team and you're still pretty new to the game. I mean, in this save I'm new to the game. This is my 3rd run through. Go for the 85k. And you said Rust Airways. This one. I think we might as well. It lasts for 10 races, so we're going to get 750,000 plus the million. Let's do it. We're back above 10 million. I'm going to wait for this break here to be finished. And then I'm going to see if I can work on the reliability for it. So the new brakes. It's this one, isn't it? So I want you to improve reliability, improve performance, and improve reliability of that part. Your suspension, yeah, that's pretty high now. I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to put it all towards reliability, because getting that 40% higher. I know I sound like a douche when I ask this, but how many hours do you have in this game? Let me find out for you. It's not many. 21 hours. So it's not many, but before I started playing Motorsport Manager, I used to study mechanical engineering at university, and we specialised in motorsport. So I already had a basic understanding. Obviously it doesn't translate entirely over into the game, but I had a basic understanding of motorsport before I started playing the game. So I think, am I reading this right? The performance, so the 2 is the current performance and the 26 is its potential performance. And then the reliability, I mean it's just piss poor right now, isn't it? 40%. If it's not ready for the race, we won't use it. I might even take this one out. Stick it all in reliability. Oh, it is in reliability. That's not the one I wanted to do then. I want to improve the performance. 6 days after the race. So we should get it up relatively high for the race. So this is the World Motorsport Championship at Yokohama coming up. We're not part of that, but we still get to see it. Because they like to wave it in our faces. I'm still not keen on either of those. 100 grand upfront payment doesn't really compensate for the rest. When it comes to reliability, you want to aim for 80% as a general rule of thumb. Yeah. So what was it? We had 76 and 72. So we're almost there for those ones. Right now, I do want to get this one up pretty high. So we've got some scout reports on drivers. And then we got Munich. So Faith Anthony has a thing for Andre Gomez. One Deluxe, unfortunately the best 1-star sponsor because it actually gives you money for first place. Faith and Andre sitting in a tree. So that gives a plus 10 morale. Interesting. Now I wonder if I had 2 male drivers, if that would still come up. Who knows? Telemetry center. We'll have to sort that out at some point. That's a good potential. That's also good potential. Chatty Wonder Kid. It's so tempting, and I mean the stats are okay. Feedback is quite low though. What about you? So good, but it's going to cost me £1 million just to break your contract. So I think we're going to wait a second. That is not a 17-year-old. Look at him. Are there any sponsors for which you have to win the race to receive the bonus? Yeah. I mean, second or above is essentially finishing the top 2, but there is one where you have to win. In Minecraft, were you able to make the steam train of? Or are you still working on it? So after I finished the stream last night, I went and created a new power line, high voltage power line, from the reactor to the hammers and the sieves that I set up. And I think I also added a new... Did I do the cobblestone hammer on stream? I can't remember if I did that on stream or not. I think I did actually. So that's all running. That's all working. And then during the stream, I set the tunnel boring machine to head south under the river. And that's currently plugging away. I haven't got the game running at the moment, so it's all paused. But it went quite a long way. It went about 200 blocks underground. I've been constantly refueling it. Right, we're going to select Rust Jet Airways for this, because we get the bonus if we finish 16th or above, which we did last race, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to this race. And our projected financials are... I mean, it's not as bad as it was before, let's put it that way. So what's the reliability of this gearbox? That's actually pretty good. So let's give the new gearbox to Anthony. Everything else, I think, is... Apologies if I'm rude with how much I'm saying and it feels pushy. I appreciate the advice, in all honesty. I do appreciate the advice. And I mean, I'm a big fan of like behind the scenes tips and tricks as well, so I don't mind it at all. It's all good. So yeah, Anthony's got good brakes now. It's too bad that we don't have a good engine to get them up to that speed. Neither of them are happy with the car. Wait, so they both think their car... Oh, she thinks her car is equal with Andre's, but she fancies him, so that's probably why. Whereas Andre has a better car than Faith. Should I put all my eggs in one basket? I know exactly how you feel. I'm like that with OpenTTD. I'm always wanting to talk about OpenTTD and no one wants to listen. So I'm going to give Faith the better car. Which is probably a massive mistake. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Tried once with a close friend of mine and I talked for 2 hours before the first race just going over everything. It's one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel, was to try and find like-minded individuals. The world is a very small place on the internet. And as you can see, I play a vast range of games. OpenTTD, Rainbow Six Siege, Minecraft, Motorsport Manager, Football Manager, Euro Truck Simulator, Batman the Telltale series, which is still going up on the channel at the moment. I play a lot of variety. So to try and find people who share an interest in all of those is incredibly difficult. Alright, you want quite high downforce. Let me give you some oversteer. Let's see if you drift the car. acceleration is quite crucial here because it's quite a bendy track. So I think this is probably going to be a good setup. And tyre choice, is it going to rain? No, we'll put you on the mediums anyway because they last quite a long time. You will lose your first year if you pick the best team. When you get the hang of it, it just suddenly flips and the game becomes embarrassingly easy. Well, I definitely look forward to that. This might look really weird the way I'm setting the car up right now. But you kind of want, again, you kind of want oversteer. The last thing you want to do is understeer on a track like this. I mean, I kind of want to put you out. Well, I'll put you out in the softs because you've got good speed. Durability's poor. Let me do that. Simulate. Once we start getting better, I'll do more practice sessions myself. But right now, this is what happens. You start off at the top, and then you end up slipping all the way down. I want to do this as a regular thing, particularly with the quarantine going on at the moment, doing regular streams like this, trying to get as many different varieties of games in as possible. But I want to do like series. So City Skylines, we did what, 10 of those, I think. We've done a couple of Minecraft ones, we've done a Siege one. I'd like to get a few out of this as well. Yeah, I've got some experience with practice sessions. I learned some tricks from watching Quill as well. So you send them out, bring them in straight away. Adjust the car, send them out, bring them in straight away. Do I get any others? No. So, how happy are you with your cars? You're happy with the acceleration, but nothing else. Oh wow, your downforce is awful. Why did you tell me to... I feel like sacking the mechanic for that. That's ridiculous. So I think you're wanting to be around there for handling. Downforce is fine. So yeah, you are happiest with downforce around here. Your speed balance you're quite happy with. Tyre choice. I think we're going to start you on the mediums, you know. Because speed, we got a plus 10% performance increase. Maximum fuel. That tactic depends on if you're having trouble finding the setup you want. Generally, you only want to focus on the bonuses that practice gives. Yeah, I suppose. So you're not happy with anything. I think that is better for you. Maybe a little less on the handling. I think around there. I'm also tempted to start you on the mediums. Maximum fuel. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. Strategy, that's what I was looking for. So I think we'll start you on the oranges again. Let's do it. So yeah, Faith is now starting second on the grid. Gomez 8th. Not bad. Look at that. Acceleration is terrible. We're losing all our places. Gomez has dropped 2. Faith's dropped 2. 3. guy who just overtook us just set the fastest lap of the race as well. So he must have come from a ways back. Your sector times are pretty quick. Man, I wish I was on direct Discord with you or something. I did help another streamer out by showing and explaining how I personally play with a fresh save file. He was happy with how much he learned, however the guy got sick and we've put it on hold. Nothing serious, I hope. I learn as I go. I make mistakes. I'm quite happy doing that. It's mainly because I have no vested interest in this first season. I'm more focused on season 2. Ah, you got a cold. Hey, Faith, you overtook someone. You overtook Evans. I could sense a rivalry building between these two. Hey, he's going for it. He's trying to get her back. Gomez is right down in last. Faith is actually doing alright. Gomez is up to 19th. Season 1 is very important too, actually, because it's a very important setup season, since it's when your opponents are the weakest. What I mean by, like, I'm interested in developing the HQ for this season. I'm interested in developing, you know, driver lineups, mechanic lineup, designer, that kind of thing. What I'm not particularly interested in is race positions and practice and stuff like that, because you can find the perfect setup for your car and you can save it to use in future seasons, but at the same time, if you change your drivers a lot, which I probably will be doing for the first couple of seasons until we find the right lineup, it doesn't really count for much. So where it matters, I have an interest, but race results and practice sessions and all that kind of thing, there's no point really getting too involved in it, because it's all going to be different next season anyway. Money can be absurdly tight in Season 1. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? The last save I did on here, I did run out of money Season 3, but because I overspent in Season 1, it didn't help. Oh, Faith, you just lost out to Beauchamp there. So I think Anthony, I'm going to give her one more lap and bring her in. And Gomez, I'm going to tell you to burn a little less fuel. Right, so you're going to come in now. I might put you out on softs. Maybe not. Maybe mediums. Softs gives you more speed, but less durability. I think we're going to have to stop again no matter what, because we need to fill up with fuel again. Park condition, you're looking good. And brakes are looking really good, actually. Oh, no, they're the brakes. They're looking good. That's the gearbox mark. Hence the gear. Derp. So Anthony's currently up to 4th, but lots of people are pitting. I need you just to save the fuel for one more lap, Gomez. Season 3 or 4 is when new players usually start to struggle. I think that's fair. Right, so you're going to come in now. Put you out on softs, get a little bit more speed out of you. Park condition, A-OK. When you come out, we'll go back to that. Hell, I did give up on my first save file in Season 3. It's kind of like a butterfly effect, isn't it? Decisions you make in Season 1 will come back and haunt you in Season 3. So my problem was, Season 1 I spent a lot on the HQ, didn't save much for the car. So Season 2, I thought, I'm going to put more money towards the car and less money towards the HQ. But then Season 3, I just ran out of money because I was trying to improve both the car and the HQ at the same time. So there's a real fine balance involved. I started the Underdog Challenge and I used the slow build tactic. I'd like to do the Underdog Challenge if you could rebrand the team. Because you can't, it just made more sense to do this and treat it like the Underdog Challenge. Because we're the newest team on the grid, really. I don't know who you replace when you start with a new team. Maybe it's random each time. Faith's battling away right now. You completely ignore building new parts and focus entirely on the HQ and cheap drivers. It took me a month to win WMC. It was horrible. I'm assuming that's playing fairly regularly as well. I'm kind of happy with where we are right now. Faith's having a good race. I reckon we can get a couple more laps out of her before we need to pit, and then that'll be it for the rest of the race. We won't have to pit again. During that time, I did figure out how the car setup works. Played for about 1 to 150 hours, just 75, I don't know. It's fair enough. Come on, Faith, you can do it. You can do it. How many laps left? 13 laps left. So I think when I pit again, I'll switch back to mediums. I might tell you to go a little bit easy on the tyres, but go high on the fuel. Hey, you got past Mello. Gomez, I think I'm just going to leave where he is for now. That's the reason I play on short races now. I don't ever want to waste time like that. It took 20 seasons to win WMC. Good God, it was horrible. Yeah, I'm alright with medium. I almost chose long earlier, but I changed my mind at the last second. Go on, Faith. You can do it. Hell yes. Up to 11th. Probably going to concede that position again. They keep banging wheels. Yeah, you probably should move out of overtake mode. Alright, I'm going to give her one more lap, and then I'm going to bring her in. So I'll bring her in now. So we've got how many laps left? 11 left. I reckon I'm going to put you back on the mediums, just to definitely see out the race. Park condition... Yeah, it's just the engine that's a bit... Oh, and the suspension is a bit knackered. We are pushing it quite hard. Before the first car park reset, I ended up 3 laps behind the winner in one Tondela race. 10 seconds a lap slower. Oof. That sounds like me in the GTA Racing series. Alright, Gomez is going to do one more lap after Anthony. The problem, however, was that I kept using the slow build tactic for approximately a year or so before taking a break from the game and decided to start achievement hunting. Right, where's Gomez? He's just gone past. So you've only got 9 laps left, so we'll put you out on the softs still. Fill you up. It might seem stupid putting excess fuel in the car, but what I'm going to do is just go for it. For both of them. If we can get both cars to finish in the sponsor objective, that'd be kind of cool. I don't think Gomez will though, because I think he's going to get overtaken. Depends how long his pit stop takes. It's not too bad if he gets back out on the track. Okay, Faith is up to 16th. She might be able to get an overtake here. Go on, Faith. Ah, no. Have we whiffed it? Attack. Alright, she's back into places. Got good pace. Gomez directly behind. During all this time, I'd always started at the bottom series in last position, with my record being 16 seasons. After said break, I started with specific team achievements, and I started with Chariot, which is bottom in WMC, won in 5 seasons. Following that, I improved absurdly fast. It was that flipping difficulty I talked about before. I improved so rapidly that it was like that 30-car race. I evaded a big crash and moved from 30th to 2nd. Impressive. Very impressive. Alright, we're in good positions here. If Faith can overtake, that gives Gomez the opportunity to finish in the places as well. Both cars are gunning for it. Faith's engine is starting to conk out, but Gomez can still go past if that does happen. So I think we're going to reach the sponsor objective. Now my record from new team to in at ERS to win WMC is 4 seasons. That's the potential you can have in this game. So one thing I like about this over Football Manager is Football Manager you have to go through each league to get to the top, whereas in Motorsport Manager you can kind of skip some levels depending on your ability. How long's left? 2 laps? Right, how do I let... Oh, just in case Faith's... Yeah, there you go, she slid off the track there. I'm going to tell her to go easy now. After adjusting the difficulty to -10. Oh, hello. I'm going to ignore it, because she's so nearly finished. You can win Season 1 in each category. It's not as easy as you imagine though. Just follow Gomez for the rest of the race. Sure, your opponents are 0.5 seconds slower per lap, but you've got to remember you're about 1 to 3 seconds a lap slower in the beginning. Conserve your tyres. You're already pretty much looking after your tyres. th 17th. See, they're not happy, but I am. It's all good advice. I'm not going to follow the same trajectory as you, though. I've got different objectives for this. So as long as you're okay with that, it's all good. No driver's ever happy with 15th or below. Yeah. I don't know, like, if they had a history of these drivers, like where they were and how they finished before I stepped up, then I can kind of gauge a reaction from that. But because they're such low ranked drivers, I would be happy myself if I finished not last. We've not broken any rules. Did anyone here break any rules? Yes. Mustafa did. He had a drive-through penalty. Okay. And Evans crashed. Oh dear. Poor Mr. Evans. So we're up to 13 points with Gomez. Faith is on 6. It's not bad. We're 12 points ahead of Predator now. Their morale will actually increase though, due to how weak the car is. Yeah, that's kind of my way of thinking. We're such a bad team right now. We're the worst team. I think we're even worse than Predator right now. And yet we're putting in some good performances. The strategies for the pit stops, I'm actually surprising myself with how good the pit stops are turning out to be. There you go, morale. So Gomez's morale needs to come up quite a bit. Relationship's gone up as well. The form, pretty good. Both increased. No trait changes. Bloody hell, I'm just looking at Kinney's weight. 59 kilograms. She'll blow away in a breeze. We're losing less than $500,000 a race now. So that's not bad. So when your drivers get an attitude that you're going to start thinking of pushing. Yeah, I've had a track record with both of these acting up in the past. Up to you, Redictor. Entirely up to you. Car condition, it's not as bad as it was before. We'll do the interview. I'll drop a watch for now, and I hope you learned some things. I did, yeah, thanks for the advice. And was that you with the follow as well? It was. Thank you for the follow too. Much appreciated. It was loud. When I used to have the actual notification come up as well, that was quite intrusive, should we say. See you later. See you later, bud. So we had 4 pit stops last race. Fastest was 16 seconds, which is considerably slower than before. We had 1 mistake. So it's Amy Bond who's making mistakes. She's been removed from the team for now. I wonder if they'll hire new people for me as well. Alright, car repair complete. I might start developing another new part. Let's see what we've got right now. That's not what I wanted to click on at all. That's what I wanted to click on. So we're currently improving the reliability and the performance. Let's do this. So we can get both up to an acceptable level. Although your reliability is actually quite good. So if I do that... Introduction to the GMA, Global Motorsport Association. So there will be rule changes that get suggested. We can suggest them ourselves, but I think we have to pay to do that. But there will be things like removing tracks, adding tracks, changing stock parts, that kind of thing, and you can vote on them. So you can either go for, against, or abstain. If you abstain, then you save up that vote for a later vote. So then you, in the future, if there's a vote that you really care about, you can use 2 votes for that one instead of just 1. That does help a lot when it comes to getting our way, should we say. So there's certain things like track replacements. I'll mostly abstain from those because I couldn't give less of a toss right now. But stock engines would be something that I would vote in favour of at this stage. Do I want Singapore to be added? I think I'll say yes. Didn't change any of our stats or anything. So who else we got with drivers? We got this guy here, girl here. Shouldn't say guy. This person here, paid driver. So they'll actually pay me £271,000 per race. Pet dog. Okay, and a dodgy neck. So. And it's $2 million to break contract, and that alone is the reason why I won't be negotiating. You're quite good. Oh, I've signed Dreyfus before. The last time I streamed. I think I'm going to leave my drivers for now. I think I'll leave the drivers for now. So we've got a vote coming up soon. What are we doing here right now? So you're up to 98, so I can take you out. I think I want to design a new engine. I think that's a good datum. That's going to cost 1.5 million to do that. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it for now. I kind of want to do stuff, and I kind of want to not do stuff. It really varies. Right, so we've got a vote. It's the addition of Singapore. So I'm going to abstain from this one. Because as I said, right now, track changes, I don't mind. We'll see how everyone else votes. A lot of people voting against, so it looks like it's probably not going to happen. Another abstain. A vote for, and abstain. A vote for, and a vote for. So it's actually a tie. Oh, it's not. Well, there we go. Oh yeah, there's 10 teams, Mark. Derp. So I now have 2 votes for the next round of voting, whenever that might be. Yeah, we're not really getting many new worthwhile people coming up. So if I was to increase the reliability of some parts, I'd probably do the engines. And max it out. So that's the bit that keeps breaking down during races, is the engines. Okay, test track. Maybe in the future. I want to try and keep the team balance at around 10 million for now. Don't mind about this stuff. Actually, one question I should have asked Radictor is whether or not your drivers can get poached. Because that wouldn't be ideal, unless we get money from it, of course, in which case... Still not perfect, but not as bad. Right, so I'm going to choose this one again. Part fitting... I mean, they both hate the cars. I hate the cars as well, let's be honest. The reliability of the engines is a lot higher now, which I'm happy with. It's only the suspension that's pretty low. So as long as we don't like career off into a tree or something, we should be okay. This is round 3 of 10. I do like the graphics in this game, it's very nice. Okie dokie, so I'm going to skip practice again. So I'm going to put Gomez and Kinney out in the cars. So you want quite high downforce again. Without changing the speed balance. I think speed balance, top speed is kind of important for this. There's a lot of straight sections. Even these curves here, you can go around these quite fast. It's just the small chicanes where you'd have to slow down. So I think around this would be a good setup. Maybe something a bit more like that. Tyre choice will put you out on the softs. And then as for you, you want quite low downforce according to the mechanic. I don't believe that for a second, but I'll do it anyway. Give you quite high camber. I have a feeling you're going to hate this setup. Simulate. Gomez very briefly there set the fastest time. Okay, so Kinney set some faster times. In fact, Kinney and Gomez set faster times than Evans. Could that mean we're starting to turn the corner? Don't get too optimistic. That's the secret. Don't get too optimistic. You will get let down. So, race time. What have I got here? Hard tyres wear more slowly. I think I'm going to go race trim and soft tyres for both of you. Even though you've got this bonus here, hard tyres wear more slowly. But it's the performance increases I'm more interested in right now. Now, you were very happy with your downforce, but not happy with anything else. So I think your handling should be a bit more there. I think this could go like that. Tyre choice. Yeah, we'll put you out on the softs. I'll give you those ones. Fill up the car. Was it 21 laps? I'm okay with that. As for you, you're not happy with anything. This bloody mechanic, look how far off they were. So I think speed balance about here. I think handling. Think about there. Tyres, fuel, let's do it. Strategy, I'm going to put you on oranges for both again. So Anthony starting 3rd, Gomez 7th. Nah. Seen better, seen worse. Might as well start following Anthony at the very beginning. I thought she was going to get overtaken straight away there. She's actually moved up into 2nd. Gomez has absolutely whiffed it. Faith is now starting to drop. Both the driver Faith and my Faith. What happened to Gomez? He is a long way back. They've both dropped a long way back, in fact. Well, there you go. So it's all about the pit stops again. Is it possible to get random breakdowns even though your reliability is in the high green? I don't think it's possible to get breakdowns, but your drivers can just crash. So they'll, if you push them too hard, for example, they might just swerve off the track and crash. And at that point, they're out of the race. Any crash of any kind pretty much takes them out of the race. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. Okay, Faith is finding some speed. There's quite a big bunch of cars up here, so if we can catch up to them and grab a couple of places, that'll put us back in the sponsor objective. I mean, you can see where 12th is. It's not too far ahead of us right now. Faith is pulling away from Evans. There's an 11-second gap between them, and it's opening. Now Gomez has gone past Evans. So I think Evans is the worst driver in the series, if we're being honest. Go on, Faith. Go on, Faith. Yes. I think Chu has a faster car on the straights, but in the corners, Faith has got the overtaking ability. So I think we might pit early with Faith. So what were the tyres on? 2 to 4 laps. So yeah, we will do that. Park condition. It's all looking pretty good. Strategy. I might just, yeah, keep it balanced. Gomez I'll bring in now. So as long as we don't stop too slowly. And there are other cars starting to pit now as well. It's not raining, is it? No. It's hard to tell. Some of the clapping sounds like rainfall. So we've had a crash as well, so we can't finish bottom now. Okay, so there's a few cars ahead of us that haven't pitted yet. We're going to need to soon. Maybe we can push you a bit more. I'll follow Faith. She's up in the sponsors' places. Come on, Faith. Even Gomez is almost up in the sponsors' places. Arbeloa crashed out. So it says retired, but effectively he crashed. His car went kaput. Someone else ran wide there. Who was that? Rogers? I think it was Rogers. Evans is so far back. Oh, it is quite funny. I feel bad, but at the same time it is quite funny. Both cars in the sponsors' places. 9 laps to go. Faith can probably do 1 and a bit more laps before I bring her in. I reckon if we leave this second pit stop as late as possible, we might be able to jump the field. Maybe we bring her in early. I think we should leave her out, because while other cars are pitting, she can jump past them like that. Now we bring her in. How many laps left? 7. So I think if I just go full, don't worry about any of this. The engine, the brakes, sorry, are starting to get a bit naff. But you can just tell her to push when she comes back out. Gomez, if I tell him to conserve fuel. Alright, Gomez now is going to pit. You've only got 6 laps left, so I'm going to take 1 lap out. Come on, Faith. Out you come. Alright, we lost a couple of places doing that. If we can just get back up to 16th. Or hope someone else crashes. Gomez is 16th right now. Gomez, you can really go for it. Anthony's up to 17th. She's already going for it. So we've got like a late charge right now. 2 laps left. It looks like we're going to finish in the sponsors position again. again, I'm quite happy with this. I don't think the drivers will be too much, but I'm quite happy with this. We are gaining on 15th place. Come on, Gomez. That's his personal best, fastest lap. He's having a stormer. 15th has got reliability issues. Faith might be able to get past as well. Hey, 15th. 15th and 17th. So Gomez is a bit happier now because he finished 15th or above. I'm actually very happy with that. Very, very happy. I'm starting to find a rhythm for getting the best out of each driver. Any rule breakages? Not from us. You got the fastest lap bonus. No one. Oh, you had a fire. Crikey. Okay, apparently that's something that can happen as well. So Gomez and Anthony, they're kind of level. It's just Santana and, yeah, it's the Predator drivers who are below us. We've got over double the amount of points of Predator though. Yeah, I'm quite happy with our performance so far. That was what, race 3? So there's 7 races to go in the first season, and then I can start taking this seriously again. Driver form dropped for Anthony, rose for Gomez. Relationship with mechanics is going up too. Marketability is rising, quite slowly, but it is rising. There's our money loss again. Save the game. Is there a way I can... Yeah, I'll save it manually as well, just to make sure. Okay. Car condition. We need to improve the reliability of the car. Car performance levels. Oh, they're not happy. I thought they'd be happy with that. Pit crew review. We had one mistake. Devon Cullen made the mistake. We broke our record though. Yeah, he had burns during a pit stop fire. Oh man. So his focus and morale has gone down for 6 weeks. So as bad as this sounds, that is an opportunity for us to perhaps finish above our below for the next couple of races. How are we doing with here with the scouting? So Santa Ana is a potential. The brake contract is particularly high though. I might just have a look at some of the unemployed drivers. See if there's anyone there that's worthwhile looking at. Sounds like stats are always the same, which that's a little disappointing actually. It doesn't randomize each time. Car repair finished. So let's have a look at the car again. So if I was to run some improvements now, it would probably be on improving the engine. There we go. Improving the performance of both engines and also the reliability of both engines. Although reliability isn't that high a priority right now. Maybe that and that. Get them up into the 80s. do this. More scout reports. How are we doing with these? So you're now in the 80s. You're now in the 80s, and the performance is increasing. Interview request. Yeah, I'd rather have morale went up right now. It's really tempting to try and bring one of these in. Just the Wonder Kid trait. It's so good. That's permanent as well. Yeah. Gotta stop scouting drivers. For this season, I think Anthony and Gomez will be our drivers. Sponsorship. Anything good? Not really. Even with the 100 grand upfront payment, I don't think it's worth it. Maybe we could look at improving the pit crew. I'll bring these two in. $400 grand, costs a bit, but if I do auto manage, switch you on. So these two should get moved up for the race. You hope, at least. Unless their fatigue's quite low. That might help cut out some of the mistakes with the pit stops. You're good. Really expensive though, but you're really good. Oh, you're so good. Hard worker. Selfish, which doesn't help. So good. We'll have to put her on the maybe pile for future season. You got 31 months of your contract left. That's why you're expensive. Alright, got races. Don't care. Another sponsor offer. Second or above again. It's a bit ridiculous. I think that slot is always going to be that type. Second or above. Performance work complete. So if I'm now improving reliability, you're in the 90s actually, that's pretty good. So what else can I improve? Gearbox. I'll do like 50-50 for now. And then we'll look at the suspension. So actually the reliability of both of these I don't need to worry about. So you're just going to do that. Improve the performance. 16th or above. Part fitting. There's nothing new, is there? No. So it's going to be same old, same old. Let's go. Skip through that. Race number 4. Man, I've been going for 2 hours. I'm only on race number 4. I was hoping to get a season done today. That ain't going to happen now, is it? Skip. Alright, Gomez, Kinney. I might just leave you on default. And go from that. Yeah, set fast times and then immediately get overtaken. Wow, we've actually got really slow times. Those are really slow times. That's very disappointing. I'm gonna have to tweak the car a fair amount then. Third and fourth on the grid. When and what is next stream? It'll probably be Minecraft again, and it will most likely be... I might do one tonight. I'll see how I feel. If not tonight, then it'll be tomorrow. There's a pub quiz stream tonight that I'm going to be watching with my family. Okay, so you were quite happy with handling when it was there. So that was what, about there? And I think you need more downforce. But if you've got any ideas for streams you want to see, feel free to suggest them. You know the place. I think that for you is going to be good. Super softs, why not? And as for you, Miss Anthony, so you liked the speed balance. So handling, you liked it when it was there. Speed balance, you liked it where it is now, so that's good. And downforce. Where was handling when you liked it? It was there. Around there. Super softs, fuel, strategies, orange, all the way. Let's race. Yeah, I'm really getting into Minecraft again now. I think the response to it is a lot more positive now as well. Go times 12. Speed this up a lot more. Bloody hell, Anthony. I was about to say she's in second, and then it all went wrong. She's doing alright though. First couple of laps, up in 4th place. You can see the faster cars are starting to gang up on her now. Tyres overheated, so I need to go easier on the tyres. Super softs degrade very, very quickly. What's wrong with you? Are you overheating as well? Okay, some people are pitting. I think I'm going to pit Faith. I might switch to the softs. Might as well fill up the fuel while we're there. Park conditions should be fine. So you need to back right up. Alright, you can pit now. Switch to softs. Max fuel. Switch back to Anthony because she's likely going to be we might have mucked up the strategy a little bit here. There was a mistake in the pits, 3-second mistake. That's pretty bad actually. That's really bad. Faith is charging down. Go neutral on that. We are struggling. We might not reach sponsor's objective this time. So I think if I pit Anthony now, fill you up again. We almost have enough fuel to last the rest of the race. Tondela is a really shit track, to be honest. It's one of those that you're either in front or you're way in the back. One of the worst ones for new teams. Welcome back. Okay, so I'm going to leave Gomez out for an extra lap after this one. So Gomez, I think I'm going to bring in now. Fill you up. Then you can kind of go for it. Whereas Faith, I don't know, man. I mean, you're a ways behind. Excess fuel. I think we'll push. You can really push. So we've gone for the two-stop strategy, which is actually... This could work out for us. Your tyres overheated. Looks like a hot day out on track. That's one of the problems. Oh, wait, we're back up in the sponsors again. I'm going to tell Faith to go a bit easy on the fuel, see if we can finish the race with everything that we've got here. So you've got warm tyres, so I'm going to tell you to conserve your tyres. Got to calm down on Gomez though. Yeah. Yeah, Gomez is sort of just a... He's just having a leisurely Sunday drive. Blue flag for Gomez. Put Gomez on backup. Tondela is heating up tyres on neutral. Oh, we lost a place. Oh, Gomez ran out of fuel. Whoops. Alright, 19th and 17th. Beat Predator. Yeah, we beat... Anthony beat Evans again. We were a long way ahead of Santarana. I think I let it slip a little bit at the end there. I got a bit complacent. But if Tondela really is a bad track, then I'll take what I get in that situation. Maybe if there's a vote to get rid of Tondela, I might use both my votes for that. I doubt there will be now, though. China's the worst. I do have the question, why does the European Racing Series take place in places like Singapore and China and even Russia to an extent? Why is that a thing? It's like in golf, the European Tour goes to Dubai. Okie dokie. Car condition, it's getting better. Each time it's getting better. Chairman ain't happy. That's for Russia. There's a bit of Russia that's in Europe. There is, but Russia themselves don't count themselves as being in Europe. It's a political thing. Just, yeah. It's just something I noted. So right now China isn't in the series, is that what you're saying? Aha, there we go. So the two new people. Who made the mistake? Was it Dutton? Oh, it was Cullen, wasn't it, who made the mistake? Yeah. 2 from Gadsby, 1 from Cullen, 1 from Bond. There are 16 tracks. With a total of 50-ish track layouts. Yeah. No, I'm not selling my vote. Simultaneous pit stop sounds like a really stupid idea as well. So that means no matter what your fuel level's at, and no matter what your tyre level is at, you'll have to pit at the same time as everyone else. That sounds like a really stupid thing. Don't you do Black Sea twice in Season 1? Oh, in WMC you're talking about. Oh, okay, you pit your drivers at the same time. $16 is usually the max number of races per year. So this rule will benefit teams with high budgets, and it will not benefit teams with low budgets. I'm going to vote against. I'm only going to use 1 vote. Oh! All aspects of the car can be worked on simultaneously during a pit stop. I did wonder about that. Well, there you go, it's happened now. You just do the fuel and repairing at the same time as the tyre change. I'm surprised that's not already a thing. Okay, so that kind of works in our favour. This will be for next season, by the way. It won't affect us for the rest of this season. But it will mean we'll have to hire a bigger pit crew for next time. So setting that to auto management is probably not the worst idea either. So they want... Faith wants a new engine. I suppose we can make a new engine. With good top speed. Let's do it. 1.5 million. And then as for improving parts, I kind of want to get more out of... Actually, everything's maxed out, apart from the suspension. So we'll work on that. Ability. We're doing alright. Don't make a new engine if you plan on voting in spec engine. I don't know though. I don't know. It's a bit late considering I've already started developing it as well. Because next season a spec engine would be useful, but for this season we might be able to get a bit more sponsorship payments with a better engine. Alright, 16th or above. Part fitting, so the new engine isn't going to be ready for this, is it? No. So I think if we give Faith the better engine and the better gearbox, she's already got the better suspension. She needs her dignity. Engine's the strongest part in the whole game. If you have great parts in everything else but 10th on engine, you're going to be backburners. Apart from the engine, their parts are well over average. Okie dokie. It's raining. How long is it going to rain for? It is going to die down. So intermediates isn't the worst thing in the world. We'll go with high downforce. Speed balance. I think top speed is kind of important. You don't want to go too mad on the gear ratios, mind. I think something like this. Intermediates, you'll do. And then for you, high-ish downforce. Handling needs to come down this way. And top speed. Think around that. Tyre choice enters. Simulate. This is also the only way for Predator to win Season 2 to vote in spec engines, because they start around 10 engines, while Garuda roughly 200 engine. So yeah, it levels the playing field. Okay, what we got? I have a feeling that by going 12 times speed, YouTube applies more compression, causing parts of your stream to render at 360p like quality or less. Let's try fix this, increase bitrate or decrease sim speed. I don't think they're related. If you're going to do simulated practice, don't bother making setups before you start, because the computer disregards it and puts in... Okay, that saved me some time. What I can do is just increase the bitrate of the stream. But then a lot of people start complaining that it buffers for them, even though it doesn't buffer for me. Race time. What you can do, however, is to start regularly and send both out, and then immediately skip rest of session. Okay. So what have I got here? Is it raining? No, it's not. So there's no point in having that bonus. I might go with this one. Ooh. And race trim. Is it due to rain? No, it's not. So setup, you're really happy with everything. Well, you're really happy with speed balance. Not very happy with downforce. I'm going to give you more downforce. Try and get your speed balance back where it was. As for handling, I might do this. Tyre choice. I'm really tempted to put you out on the softs just to get some more laps. The moment they're out, they're locked on that for that run. There's why she's the better of the two. Ardennes is a track that favours top speed and low downforce. So you aren't happy with most of this. So I think more downforce, less downforce. Handling, that might be in the sweet spot. And top speed, I think something like that. Tyres, I'm going to put you out on the softs as well. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Alright, I'm going to do this race in ×4 speed and see if that changes the stream quality. One thing you have to remember when you're watching a live stream is 9 times out of 10, the quality that you're watching is based on your connection and not mine. Okay, we've not had a great start. Although she's starting to get some places back. we're a bit meh right now. And I could push a little bit harder here, because we tend to bring Faith in first anyway. Right down the bottom. It's all about the pit stops. With every race, it's always about the pit stops. I want to consider moving the chat to the upper right corner instead of bottom right so we can see Faith's strategy. That's a good point. One second. There we go. So she's climbing through. Much better. Good stuff. She's constantly place swapping. The corners is where she seems to excel. Wow, she tried to go around the outside there. Yeah, I think she should go a little bit easier on the tyres. Yeah, I mean, you guys don't need to see the map as much. I can tell you what the map looks like. I think that's the only bit of the screen where I could put the chat, unless I put it just above Faith's box. Okay, I'm going to leave Faith out for one more lap after this one. And I'll bring her in. Whereas Gomez is going to stay out for 2 more laps. Weather's still good, yep, good stuff. Right, so Faith is going to come in now. Switch to Gomez. Lower their driving style, they're about to hit overheat. Oh yeah. I'm not 100% if this track heats the tyres off on neutral. We'll find out. Alright, so Gomez is going to come in now. I think you're reading too much into things, James. I think you're reading way too much into things. I've had, I don't even know how many frames I've streamed. 185 drop frames, which is 0.1%. Everything's running smooth. A smooth bit rate. It was 6,000. It's now 8,000. Wow, Gomez was 5th when he came in. Oh boy. Faith's up to 14th. Some tracks do that, and I generally like those tracks since it means you can push the tyres a lap or 2 more than predicted. Yeah, I like pushing. I like pushing the drivers. I might do well. I need to be fully concentrated. That's the thing. Because towards the end, I just assume, oh, they're in 14th, they're going to stay there. And then some dickhead whips past at like 500 miles an hour and you end up falling outside your sponsor objective. Right now, I'm thinking Faith could do with getting a couple of overtakes. She is starting to gain on 13th. Very slowly. I'm going to get Faith to burn through some fuel a bit faster. Tyres I'm going to leave, because they're going to degrade at about the rate I want. But, I mean, every race I'm going for a 2-stop. So we can always overtake teams that go on 3 stops. Come on. She's losing ground on 13th. And she's getting caught by 15th. I think we'll get one more lap out of her. And then we'll bring her in. The tyres are hot. So I'm going to bring her in now. So we've got 9 laps left. I've only got 8 laps of fuel. I'm going to leave her out for one more. One more. As for you, I might be taking a massive gamble here. Does it? The laps are at the bottom. Oh, do you mean when I'm in the pit thing? Right, I'm going to bring Faith in now. I'm going to fill you up. Park condition is fine. Strategy. I'm going to risk a fast one. What makes it so the tyres only last 5 kilometers in a sports car compared to 5,000 kilometers in a regular car? Is it because of the speed? It's the speed, it's the forces. These aren't even regular compounds. These are specially made tyres. And even they can't stand most of the forces that are applied to them during a race. Okay, so I can't use too much fuel, but I'm going to push the tyres. Go for attack. Gomez is currently in 12th, but you're about to pit. That's going to knock us down a few places. Although we're gaining... Yeah, we came in 10th. That's not too bad. We might even be able to come out... Oh, just behind Faith. So you can now go absolute apeshit. I'll follow Faith. You can vote in regular road car types, but while they're cheap, they're lowest on performance and durability. Tyres, not types. Alright, Faith, go for it. If you can get back up into 12th. Gomez is currently 18th, but he's gunning it as well. Right. Bring your tyres down. Bring your tyres down. I think we might end up finishing 14th with Faith. If she holds on to 13th, I'll be really pleased. If she can push 12th, that'll be a little victory in itself. Ah, yes, she conceded it. Come on, don't whiff it now. You've got 2 laps left to hold on to these places. Sam and Max season 1 for a week. Haha, fair enough. Oh, your car's knackered. Gomez can push a bit more. Okay, Faith, if you finish 14th with a damaged front wing, I will love you forever. Go on, Faith. Go on, Faith. Just did it. 14th. Get the sponsors payout. In short races, you generally get part degradation every 2.5-ish laps. In medium, that's obviously longer. Yeah, I mean, overall, if we get the new engine in Faith's car and improve the reliability of it for the the next race, I think she might be able to hold on to places a bit easier. Even if that engine is only useful for this season, I think it's worth the investment. So you hit red zone and you're on the last 2 to 3 laps, you should be fine. Okie dokie. There's a big gap now between us and 8th, but there's also a big gap between us and 10th. So all we got to do is some middle of the road performances now, and we'll achieve our objective and excel it, in fact, because our objective was 10th. I think 8th was too optimistic, so 10th was fine. Predator is designed to be bottom markers. Yeah, so unless something catastrophically bad happens, there's no reason as to why we can't finish ahead of them. So right now I'm just worried about budget. Are we going to have enough money to see through into the next season? And the reliability is dropping less each time. Oh, is it ZRT that we replace? I'm really not doing much to impress the chairman with my answers, am I? A mistake-free weekend. We also broke our pit stop record, so that's good news. Big thumbs up there. Sponsorship. So we've got a new one here. Upfront payment. I'll leave it for now. You always replace either the 9th or 10th team when you make a new team. Where did you get yeet from? Right, engine build finished. So the performance isn't actually that much better. I got up to 41, so I'm going to slap performance. What are you up to now? 9 and 11. Okay. So I'm going to slap performance on that and reliability. I'm going to get both up. Like so. Yeah, YouTube is now telling me that I'm streaming at too high a bitrate. What the hell? Why is that a thing? Also, why does your house burning down affect your cornering ability? 8 weeks now. Did I start building the scouting centre and factory upgrade? I'm doing the factory upgrade. I did not start the scouting centre. I will start that now. He's distracted with it being heavy on his mind. I can sort of relate to that, but even so, it seems like a really weird thing to have affect you. No, I don't need a new design centre. If I was to build something else, I'd like to build something that returns money, but nothing does yet. It's only when you get down the bottom here and you start slapping in theme parks and, you know, tour centre. That's when you start getting your money back. When you're a race driver and you're earning millions of pounds, I mean, okay, these guys aren't. However much they're earning, 200 grand a race. It won't take you long to reacquire everything. And yes, I'm being heartless because these people earn a lot of money. Okay, choosing a vote. So can I add... Can I choose the engine spec? Or is that out of my hands? Spec brakes, spec suspension. I missed it. Is it just called spec engine? It's not here. Close the votes. Upcoming votes. Ah, it's coming up. Spec gearboxes as well. I think I'm going to leave this for now then. So I'll vote yes to both the engine and the gearbox. Ha! I think you're having a nerdgasm there, aren't you? Oh wow, you're hated by your... Are you the one who has... Yeah, fight with mechanic. Suddenly she's becoming a very interesting prospect. Was it the dog? No. Maybe she acts like her dog. So we got upfront payment and bonus payment. We got to finish second or above. What have we got over here? This is appealing. Shake Airways again. I'll add that. This one I'm going to leave empty for a little bit longer. In terms of other drivers, yeah, no one great. Same as before, because you're still on average 1-star team sponsors. Yeah. Got a very secure job security right now. I'm quite happy with how things are going. I am tempted to swap out a driver at some point, maybe at the end of the season. Get rid of the worst performing driver. Which I think is going to be Faith. Acceleration. So you want a new gearbox. I think what I want right now though is this engine to be improved. So I'm going to fit it to Faith's car. You get a 2 3-star sponsor if you replace her now for Scott Price. Okay. Scouting. Thing is, do I want Price or do I want someone with a bit more potential? Like this guy here, Obviously, price is available now. If I compare price to... I don't think I can right now. You want money. He's not a paid driver though. Whereas here is a paid driver. Costs a lot to sign her. I mean the Wonder Kid trait. It's really tempting. Your marketability is 65. 90. I suppose. It just feels like a downgrade. Braking's less, cornering's less, smoothness is the same, overtaking's less, consistency is less, adaptability is more, so is fitness, feedback is less, and focus is more. Have you ever tried a championship where everything is spec, no custom parts allowed? I've never got that far. This places emphasis on not the car itself, but the driver's management and other aspects. Yeah, it becomes a strategy game then. When do you do your pit stops and who do you put behind the wheel? Is there no one else with good marketability? Right, yours is 42. There is Baotang. $78. Your feedback's terrible. You're also a paid driver. You joined a cult. Famous father. First lap panic. Again, stats are worse. If it's all about marketability, then I would sign them. But it's the stats as well. Because, I mean, Faith is terrible for bringing in sponsors, but she's very good for bringing in rewards from sponsors. So it's a real toss-up as to what do you want. Your form is also pretty good. You came 10th in Milan. You did slip down a bit after that. But surely Season 1 stats do matter because you'll be going into Season 2 with the same people. So I could build some new stuff, I'm not going to. Or I could upgrade, but I've already got, which I'm not going to because I can't afford it. So we've got the factory, the scouting centre is going to be ready in 9 weeks. Suppose factory staff are idle, are they? You're going to regret telling me that. Let's see, what can we improve? Reliability of that. 20 staff allocated now, look at that. Awesome. We got a 100% engine. That's pretty neat. Put you on that. And that. This is why I only keep Scott Price for 1 season. So I still think it's not worth it. Even if I bring him in for 1 season, he could potentially upset the team. He's got to build a relationship with the mechanic, which Faith already has. I think right now it's better to stick than to twist. Playing it very safe. That's dropped. Oh no, that's the end. Why does it... I swear it changes the order each time. So yeah, Faith has got all the best parts. As it should be. Let's go. From a mathematical point of view, it just doesn't add up. That you downgrade your driver, even if he brings in like a £1 million sponsor, his performances will probably cost the team £1 million in bonuses. So I think the only way I would do it is if I brought in a paid driver who has good marketability. Of which there were some. But we're also over halfway through the season now. I mean, what? This is race... Wait, is this race 5 or have we already done race 5? Is this race 6? I can't even remember. So if I am going to change my driver, I might as well go for best of everything. So good stats, paid driver, and good marketability. Check standings to see what race it is. It's gonna rain. Oh wow, she's tweeting about being upset. You're the reserve driver. Pipe up, pipe down. I can't believe nowhere does it tell me. Standings. Round 6. So yeah, we're over halfway through the season now. So I don't want to upset the status quo unless it will help. Right, car setup. You weren't too upset. The thing about that is the sweet spot. Oh, you are going to be relative... Oh, I should have chosen the other perks. Hard tyres mean the tyres called hard, not the harder of the two compounds. Hard tyres don't show up unless you vote in 3 compound tyres. Right. So, 1 second. There we are. You aren't happy with anything. Although you're happy with the handling when it was there. Even though that's way outside the mechanics remit. Okay, apparently we're doing that. So your speed balance needs to be... Just bring handling back to there. I think your speed balance needs to be about there. Put you out on softs. Fuel, fuel, fuel. The mechanic's recommendation is always right. So even though they were happy with it outside of there, I could put it just inside the green. So yeah, that must be where excellent is. Okay. Driver strategy. I'm going to have Faith go for it from the start. That way she burns through the fuel a bit faster, so she'll pit first. And also means she might hold on to her place for a little bit longer. It's only the slowpokes in front of it. Wow, she had a really bad start. That was a piss poor start. She already lost her place to Gomez. Somehow clawed it back. Go on, take the lead, just for a brief section. Yeah, I know how the feedback works. I'm just trying to save some time. The side with the less narrowing means you should move in that direction. Okay, I think I know what you mean by that. Oh, Faith. You gave up to Antonov way too quick there. Go on, get it back, get it back. How are we not getting past the Predators? Go, 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 go! Yes! Second place. No! Faith. I swear to God. How have they led for the first 2 laps? I imagine there's a bit of a kick that you get at the start if you're on pole. You get that little like morale boost which might improve you for the first lap. I mean, I know when I've played the F1 games, you can qualify on pole, and then for the first lap or two you're just holding people off, stopping them getting past you. Alright, let's calm you down a little bit now. So we're getting a bit more of a realism effect now. So you're going to pit on this lap. Weather... It's going to start raining in 6 laps time. Should I switch to the inters now? So that when it starts raining we don't have to pit again. It's a risk. I'll admit that. I don't want to pit twice. That's the thing. 6 laps, which is a long time. Oh, I guess I'll go on softs for another 6 laps then. Gomez, I'm going to tell him to ease off so that he'll pit a little bit closer to the rain starting. It's what, lap 12 where it starts raining? So in 3 laps time we're going to have to pit again. So Gomez is currently in 2nd. You are going to have to pit now. So it's what, 2 laps? I recommend you look at the water on track instead of the weather. So yeah, lap 11. So 2 laps from now. I'm going to go to the inters now. I don't think I'm going to need to go on wets. I think inters is about right. Alright. So Faith. I'm going to pit you now and stick you. I'll risk a fast one. So everyone else, pretty much, apart from Beauchamp and Hedard, pitted at around the right time. So Gomez has actually come out of this smelling of roses. Whereas Faith, I went too early with her. I shouldn't have burnt as much fuel as I did. And I thrashed the tyres. You need to go hard on them tyres. So do you, in fact. So the water is going to drop down and then come back up again. So I think I can just stay on inters now. These tyres might see me through to the end of the race if I look after them. But Gomez needs to pit again. Should I change the tyres? It is going to get quite wet. Alright, I might switch to wets. Because it's going to drop down a bit and then it's going to go right back up. Keep the inters. Alright. On your head be it. So what, 7 laps left. So I'm going to go 9 laps and just gun it. Risk a fast one. Faith, you're going to stay out a little bit longer. Any second now. Alright, now Faith, you're going to come in. Stay on inters. Fill up. No, you don't need to fill up. You only need to go to like 8 laps. Now you can just go for it. Okay, don't have to be quite as insistent as that. If one of my cars slides off the track now, I'm not going to be very happy. Don't do a Ferrari. Wait, what happened? See, look, he wants wets. He thinks inters are wrong. I think inters are wrong right now. That's really high. It looks like we're going to finish 13th. Now, I think we should have switched earlier. Because we've still got 52 to 60% tyre wear there. I wasn't going to do it on the last lap, but I think we should have switched to wets a bit earlier. Because even during that spell where it got a bit drier and then started raining again, I think we would have benefited more from being on wet. It's this bit here. This isn't us, I know, but if they'd have waited a little bit longer. So we're here. Gomez had a really good race. 2-stop strategy, even switching tyres like that. Faith didn't have a good race and it cost her. I reckon we'd have finished up here somewhere if we hadn't have had to have swapped twice in 3 laps. Alright, bud. No worries. It's not sour as such. It's that thing of, you know, I like getting advice from people, but at the same time, if I then make a decision, I don't particularly like it when people chastise me for it in the chat, because ultimately I'm the one playing the game. I appreciate the advice. It's always taken on board. We're doing alright with the points. We're a long way behind, but that's to be expected. Gomez is becoming really consistent. Normally he's the one that does the worst out of the two. Faith tends to do better. So I'm quite pleased that he's doing alright. Just don't want to do what Ferrari did in Malaysia 2009. I mean, ultimately I don't care. I don't care what Ferrari did in 2009. I think switching to wets was the right decision. My drivers were telling me it was the right thing to do. And I mean, the one I'm annoyed about is Faith. If we hadn't have pushed her as hard, if I'd have switched to inters when I wanted to, then even when we might have killed the tyres for a couple of laps, but it started raining 3 laps after we changed to softs again. So if I'd have just changed to inters, we might have been able to, you know, claim a couple of places back. So I feel like that cost her. But we did get sponsor payouts. So I'm not too upset. We finished 13th. That's the main thing. I'd have liked to have both drivers finish above 16th, but just to have one, I'm always happy. Yeah, I'll admit my shortcomings there. Gomez finished 13th with a pit stop mistake. Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is respect my choices. You know, I make the decisions either for entertainment purposes or because it's what I believe is to be right. You might do things differently, and that's fine. That's why you own the game too. But don't ever go at me in the chat for doing something that you wouldn't have done. That's not very... It's not very nice. It's not very fair. Reshma Das Sharma made a mistake. But we did... Oh, wow. 8 seconds. Okay. That must have been when we just changed the tyres. No, we just... Was it a refuel we just did? We did something. I think I've had Engelhardt race for me before as well. Wow. Taking acting lessons. What's your marketability? 66. Yeah, you do look... good prospect. 26, good stats. If only you were a paid driver. Yeah, I'm not paying £1 million to have media training lessons. I mean, that's really expensive. Oh, you are unemployed at the moment as well. Engelhardt is a candidate for driving next season. Depends what his signing bonus would be. I imagine quite high. Right, so what can I improve on the car now? Not a lot. You're already working on these. Now it's just about reliability as well. I do have 2 extra slots. There's no point improving performance on parts that I'm not using. Is that the other one we use? I might as well get that one going. Evening, Frank. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's a bit underrated, this game. I can't remember where I saw it now. First, I think it might have been... I think it might have been a recommendation on Steam, actually. I sort of had a look at it. In terms of gameplay, it's very similar to Football Manager, but obviously if you're a fan of Motorsport, then it's perfect for you. I know it's not on the topic of this game, but how much space do the mods you have for Minecraft take up? Good question. Let me see if I can find out for you very quickly. I think there's quite a few that are quite big. You don't have to ask stuff specifically related to this, by the way. You can ask other things too. Oh, okay. Maybe it's not as big as I thought. According to this, the folder is 81 megabytes. Yeah, they're all sort of 4 or 5 megabytes each mod. I think the biggest one is Immersive Engineering, which is 6 megs. Railcraft is 5. Forestry is 5. Forge is 5. Oh, Ender.io is 7. They're all pretty medium-sized though. What I would advise you do is, if you use your Twitch account and download the Twitch application onto your PC, you can install the mods that way. You can create a new instance of Minecraft and set up the mods that way. That's what I did for the Guard City project. If only there was a mod that added an event due to occur in early 2020 that temporarily reduced driver stats, fan base and sponsor income for several months. I mean, that would kill this team for sure. I'll give him a party. He's done well this season. 100 grand for a party though. What the hell are you doing? How many balloons is 100 grand? Right, performance work complete. So now it should just be working on reliability. I think I've maxed out performance on everything. Yeah, so it's all reliability now. Okay. Let's see what happens. So the vote for engines, it looks as though it's coming up as well. Spec engines. I'm going to vote in favour of this, and I'm going to use my... Actually, let's see what the... I'm going to use my 2 votes and vote for. Okay, the vote has won. I think it would have won without me voting twice. Yeah. Basically it's 7 to 2. But because I got my extra one there. So spec engines will be coming in from next season. So I'm not going to develop any new parts now for the rest of the season, because the engines are going to be spec, and the gearbox vote is coming up soon, and that's likely to become spec as well. So that means, I mean, next season we're going to struggle in terms of developing parts, aren't we? Give the staff something to do. Factory staff are currently idle. If I just do autofill. So what are you improving? I mean, you're improving reliability on brakes that we're not even using now. Front wing, that's not a bad shout. Rear wing's at 100. Okie dokie. Gomez complaining. What's new? Part fittings, no point changing anything there. So where are we now? Guildford. So this is the British European leg of the European Racing Series. I wonder if they have Silverstone. It might be called Nottinghamshire. Or no, Northamptonshire, not Nottinghamshire. Completely different place. Might be called Northamptonshire or something like that. Northampton. I've actually been to Silverstone, not for a race. I went to a golf event at a golf course right next to Silverstone. So you could hear the cars just zooming around. When you play on the Minecraft world, is that just you, or would you let people help you with the project? I am very open to the idea of having people help with the project. It has to be people that know what's happening though. I can't really have someone going off piste and doing stuff. Golfing, yes, I will be down very shortly. This is going to be the last race of the stream, I think. And if I do stream again later on, it will be Minecraft again. But yeah, I don't know whether it would be Patreon or not, because I'll need quite a big server to run all the mods and stuff. Plus setting it all up. So I don't know if it'll be a Patreon only thing or not. But I've always liked the idea of getting other people involved and helping out. half of what I do is because of people's suggestions. Okay. So your setup. Oh dear. You're not very happy. Is it wet? No. So we don't want intermediate tyres. I think this is going to be a good starting point. And then we'll give you... I think there would be the sweet spot for downforce. Handling wise, must be around there. And speed, I think that. Go with the super softs to start with. Fuel, we'll max it out. Alright, and as for you, I think that. Super softs, fuel, yeah. Select session bonuses to continue. Do I really have to? Okay, so I'm getting a bonus for something that I'm probably never going to use. Let's have Gomez go full on. Faith can back off a little bit. I'm going to pick Gomez first this race. Actually, why am I doing that? Why not just stick to what works? Faith is the guinea pig. Let's go. As for the Godseed project, are you willing to release the mod pack only to people that will join the server? So, something will have to be set up so that people can make sure they've got all the mods. What I would like to do is have it localized. So like the server will have the mods and then you will launch a version of the game that is compatible without necessarily needing to download all the mods. But I don't know if that's possible in Minecraft. I don't know if that's a thing or not. If it is, then that would be awesome. Because again, if it's an educational tool, I wouldn't be expecting schools to download 70 or 80 mods in order to make the world work. So we'll see. After watching this, I was wondering if there are any motorsports tracks in City Skylines. I think one would be a good project. There are and there aren't. People have made race tracks and then they create a racing or a series of race cars and put them down as buses, and they create a bus line around a track and then they get the cars running around that way. It would be cool if they added race tracks in the future though. Would you want to make a realm? I don't think it would be a realm. Can you have modded realms? I think it would be a full-on server with good connection speeds, because the last thing you want is people lagging. I was wondering why we were in first for so long, or fourth for so long, because we'd not sped up time. There we go. Now it all goes wrong. Right, I'm going to keep checking the weather. Looks like it's going to be sunny for pretty much the entire race. Yeah, I'm open to any suggestions on how to host a server for it. I'm not saying it'll be done immediately, it'll be some ways off still. I wish it was like Space Engineers, where if I just launched the game and played it, people could drop in and out. Unfortunately, it all costs money. Okay, I think Faith could come in now. You've got crappy tyres. I'm going to put you on softs. Fill up the car. Park condition is absolutely fine. Yeah, I don't think you can make modded realms. You need to go really slow on the fuel. Alright, you're in now. So slow. I'm glad that that was passed, actually. Alright, you can now pit. Good old Gomez. Do you have two computers? I do. I technically have three. I have a laptop and two desktops. Yes, I know. How pretentious. But I mean, yeah, I could use the old one as a server. I use it as storage mostly these days. It's the PC that I used to use when I moaned about my PC breaking and stuff like that. That was that PC. Oh, Gomez has crashed. So all of our focus now is on Faith. Is it raining? Oh shit, it's raining. Okay, I'm going to leave it one more lap. And then we'll put you on inters. Right, now we'll put you on inters. So we are going to have to pit a third time to refuel. You know you should go intermediate when the water gauge reaches the letter O on the text above, and full wet when the water gauge reaches the letter K. Okay. That's a good tip. Bloody Gomez. You muppet. All you had to do was not crash. Right, Faith currently has excess fuel. In fact, yeah, I'm just going to let you bomb it round now. Rewarding tyres, are they? Limited per season. So every team, in real life at least, in F1, every team is limited to how many tyres they can use per season. Normally, I think one set you use in qualifying you have to use in the race. I don't know if you have to start with it, with them or not. But yeah, you have an allocation of tyres. You have an allocation of everything. You get penalised for changing your gearbox and stuff like that. I think you have 5 gearboxes a season and 5 engines a season. If you use any more than that, you get penalised. Oh, you're now low fuel, are you? Wait, what? Why am I suddenly up here? If I go really low, am I going to have to pit just to refuel? Oh, I think I've blown it. I think I'm going to get overtaken. Alright, we might finish 16th still. We were 7th! I couldn't have pitted though, because we would have dropped places then anyway. If I'd gone just a bit more careful. Well, I think that... Is that Faith's best finish? Bloody Gomez crashing out. How annoying. Alrighty, we nearly finished the season. We nearly finished the season. We got up to race number 7. If I hadn't dicked around at the start, we might have finished the season. I spent a long time explaining things. There's a lot to explain in this game though. It's a bit like Football Manager. On the surface, it looks like a very basic game, but there's a lot of stuff underneath that makes it all tick. So there probably will be a stream later on. A couple of hours on Minecraft, just doing bits and pieces. I'm trying to remember where I got up to. I'd like to build the unloading. It depends how long the quarry takes, that's the issue. I'm going to leave the game running while I'm downstairs though. So we might get some stuff from that. We are running very low on money. Who says that when you've got £4 million? But trust me, we're running very low on money. Yeah, good stuff. I'm really happy with how far we got here. I'm happy that a lot of you guys seem to be appreciating the game as well. It's a very, very good game. I'm not answering that. Oh, wow. Did I just... Oh, wow. I should have said Gomez, damn it. Should have said Gomez. We had a mistake-free weekend. Quite happy. Quite happy. Alrighty folks, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It really does help out the channel. Hit the subscribe button and the follow button on Twitch as well if you haven't done so already. You can hit the subscribe button on Twitch as well if you want to. That's absolutely fine. If you're an Amazon Prime user, you have one free subscription, I believe. So you can use that on Twitch, which would be really, really appreciative and really, really helpful. Besides that, Drop some comments down below with feedback. Try not to go too overboard though, because I do like to find certain things out for myself. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and until next time, which hopefully will be later, I will see you soon.